And they, like I said, once again, they were spread out a long way. This is very unusual to see that happening. And I've seen some salmon jumping there, but not many. Not like there was a salmon constantly hitting the water everywhere. There was one there, and 5 minutes later you might see one again. And so that's what they were chasing anyway. Was now outside of that, I never seen nothing else. And then the shoreline is naked. The woods are silent. Now I did see a couple spider webs there were deformed. And
oh, really?
Yeah, and
we've seen pictures of that spiders on LSD spinning deformed webs, but I haven't heard of this in a long time.
Right, and these guys, these were bizarre-looking webs, and there wasn't many of them. They weren't they weren't like real webs, but they were spider material anyway. And that was all I've seen. I never seen anything else. And of the starfish that I did see, and I hunt, for a couple of hours before I usually find one, which is just the most bizarre thing imaginable, and they're really tiny. Very tiny, and they're very deformed, or they're melted, completely melted with their legs.
And remember, the coastline of British Columbia is kept warm all year long by the warm ocean from Japan. It gets here in 45 days. That's the ocean current, Kuroshio current. And so the isotopes from 3 melter reactors, remember Chernobyl lasted 10 days. Fukushima didn't stop. Chernobyl was equal to 400 Hiroshima bombs. Fukushima's 3 melter reactors didn't stop. Chernobyl was 1/3 the size of any reactors at Fukushima. Chernobyl was a 30% meltdown. Chernobyl didn't have spent fuel pools on the roof. Chernobyl wasn't by the ocean. Chernobyl, they sent in over 1 million people. Fukushima, they sent in the homeless, the destitute, the most marginalized of society.
Falling off each morning. That's what I managed to only find like a handful each day.
Wow.
I'm looking very hard for them, and that is very, very bizarre stuff too. Because now they're like the winter. At least there was some size to them, even though they were melting and everything else. They were still that size. Now that size is not there anymore at all. I haven't seen that size once in the whole 7 tides that I've hit so far. It took 6 days to get there, but I'm going to go for 12. And so I ran in the night and stayed the night rather because I wanted to get the conversation in with you guys and just try to get people to really appreciate that this is not a game anymore. This is not a joke anymore. It's not a maybe. It's not an if. It's not, what if. It's really, truly done. It's a done deal. Now, obviously, this extinction happened immediately. I did find one single beach up in Poacher's Island full of cockles, and they're shellfish. They're like a clam. And that was, there was nothing else there with them. Now, there was no mussels with them, no little necks or manila clams, no razorback clams with them, no oysters or no gooey duck shells there. There was no other shells there, just the cockle shells itself. And